find yourself saying, I just don't have enough time? Or do you feel like you're working harder than ever, but somehow your to-do list keeps getting longer? Do you ever wonder if you have a time problem, a priority problem, or a capacity problem? Do you do absolutely everything in your business because you feel you can do it better than anyone else can? Do you look at your calendar and realize you've been busy all day, but didn't actually do any income-producing activities? Well, today I'm going to challenge you to stop being every employee in your business and start thinking like the CEO of your business. Because the goal isn't to do more, the goal is to do more of what matters. I'm Jessica Rojas, and you're watching Real Talk on the Red Chair. Let's dive in. Today we're talking about one of the most common things I hear from many of my clients. I don't have time. I don't have time to post. I don't have time to door knock. I don't have time to follow up, to farm, to create content. I don't have time to work on my business because I'm too busy working in my business. And here's the truth. Sometimes that's an excuse, but sometimes it's not. As the saying goes, you can have excuses or you can have results, but you can't have both. Well, sometimes my clients really are doing everything alone. No transaction coordinator, no assistant, no VA, no marketing help, no systems, no leverage. So today, I do not want to shame you. I want to coach you. Because if you are doing everything yourself, the solution is not always work harder. Sometimes the solution is stop being every employee in your business. So let's start with number one. Stop saying, I don't have time, without diagnosing the real problem. When I have clients say, I don't have time, I ask them, tell me what you did for the last 7 days. Not what you think you did, what you actually do. Because many agents are busy all day, but they are not building a business. They're answering emails, they're scheduling inspections, they're following up with attorneys, creating flyers, uploading documents, chasing a signature, confirming appointments, handling repair requests, posting listings, calling vendors, trying to remember everything. Does this sound like you? And yes, guys, those things matter. But here is the question. Do all of those things require your license? Do all of those things require your talent? Do all of those things directly create revenue? As I mentioned, are they money-making activities? If the answer is no, then we have a real problem here. And this is what I want you to ask yourself. The question is, are you building a business or have you become an employee of your business? That one hurts, right? Because many agents are CEOs in title, but employees in behavior. You're the receptionist, you're the marketing department, you're the transaction coordinator, the photographer, the social media manager. You're showing assistant, operations manager, customer service department, the lead generator, the negotiator, and let's not forget the closer. And then you wonder, why are you exhausted? Of course you're exhausted. You're not running a business, you're carrying one. So let's think about this. Let's call this the banana town example. Let's say you just sold a home in a neighborhood called Banana Town. And this is an opportunity. What should happen? You should send a "Did you hear about your neighbor" postcard campaign. As my coach Tom would say, don't just send a "just listed" or "just sold." You should record a quick video, post about it on social media, door knock, or call around the neighborhood. You should let that community know. Hey, I just helped your neighbor sell. If you're curious about what your home would be worth, I would love to be your resource. But what happens? You think about it, you put it on your mental list, you say, I need to do that, or I should do that, or I could do that, right? Then a client calls, an inspection issue happens, a contract needs attention. Life happens, and guess what? The opportunity passes. That's not because you're lazy. That's because you do not have a system. So let's think about this. Mailers alone are not a farm strategy. Let me say that clearly. Mailers are great, but mailers alone are not a farm strategy. A real farm strategy includes, yes, that mailer, social media, video, community presence, door knocking, market updates, client success stories, neighborhood data, and consistent visibility. If you sold the house and the neighborhood doesn't know about it, you didn't fully leverage that sale, did you? The sale is not just a closing, the sale is a marketing asset. So let's think about identifying your tasks. What is your $15 an hour task, your $50 an hour task, and your $500 an hour task? This is where we get really practical. There are tasks in your business that are worth $15 an hour. Uploading documents, creating basic flyers, scheduling, data entry, very simple admin, ordering signs, following up on your checklist items. Those are that 15-minute, $15 an hour task. Now, let's talk about $50 an hour tasks like coordinating marketing, managing transactions, timelines, preparing listing materials, organizing client communication, helping with CRM management. Now let's get into the $500 an hour task activities. Prospecting, going on listing appointments, negotiating, meeting referral partners, creating strategic video content, converting leads, consulting clients, and building relationships. The problem is most agents spend their best hours doing the $15 an hour task. Then they say they don't have time for the $500 an hour activities. That's not a time issue. That's a business design issue. So, leverage. Leverage doesn't have to mean a full-time hire. A lot of agents hear leverage and immediately think, oh no, I have to afford an assistant. I'm not telling every agent to hire a full-time assistant tomorrow. Start smaller. You can hire a transaction coordinator per file. You can hire a virtual assistant, a VA, 5 hours a week, a marketing assistant for listing launches, or a social media editor, a part-time admin, a sign runner, a photographer who also provides reels. Guess what, guys? A college or a high school intern. I've done that myself, and that was a tremendous experience. It was extremely positive. And guess what? The high school intern ended up getting licensed. A freelance designer, a CRM cleanup specialist. The goal is not to spend money just to spend money. The goal is to buy back your time. And if you haven't read the book, Buy Back Your Time, highly recommend it. So now you calculate the cost of doing everything yourself. Let's say you refuse to pay a TC, a transaction coordinator, $400 or $500 per closing. But because you're doing everything yourself, you're not marketing your just sold, you're not following up with your database, you're not calling around the neighborhood, you're not creating your content, you're not booking the next listing appointment. So think about this. What did that really cost you? It may have saved you $500, but it may have cost you $15,000. That's the real math. Sometimes agents protecting their dollars while losing opportunities. So now let's think about 1 week time study. 1 week time study. Here's your assignment. For 1 week, write down everything that you do, every task, not just appointments, everything. Then put each task into one of 3 categories. Category number 1 must be done by me. Category number 2 could be done by somebody else, and category number 3 shouldn't be done at all. This will expose the truth because most agents do not need more hours. They need to stop giving their best hours to low value tasks. Now let's think about building your minimum leverage plan. Here's what I would recommend for an overwhelmed agent. First, hire a TC, a transaction coordinator, per file. This helps protect the transaction, and guess what? It frees up your mental bandwidth. Second, batch your marketing. Do not create every post from scratch every day. Create templates. You hear about your neighbor? That's a great campaign. Market updates, buyer tips, seller tips, community spotlights, client stories. Use AI for all of this, guys. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Now, when I say step 3 is use AI and templates, stop reinventing every email, every campaign, every checklist. Highly recommend listing leads. It's there for you. You copy and paste. Fourth, create one weekly CEO block. My coaching clients and I have CEO Sunday, where we first reflect what worked, what didn't. No, with no judgment, just awareness. Second, review. You review your numbers, your leads, your pipeline, as well as your weekly income and expenses. Okay? You also refocus. Identify your top 3 priorities for that upcoming week. That's all you're going to focus on that week, those top 3 priorities. And then the last, you reset. Block your calendar, protect your hours of power. You reset your calendar for that week because week by week, it can change, not dramatically, but it can. If you have a networking event, if you have listing appointments, if you have different things that popped up that week, or even a vacation, you'd want to make sure you're looking at the blocks in your calendar for that week. Now, the hard truth. If your business doubled tomorrow, would your current system support it? That's the scary part. Everybody wants the business, but their systems are not ready for the business. Are you going to be able to scale, or would you burn out? That's the real question. Because if you're overwhelmed now, more business without systems will feel like a blessing? No, I don't think so. It will feel like chaos. So, do we not just want more leads? No, we want business that can handle more leads. What do you do with a recent sale? Let's go back. Let's go back for a minute to the Banana Town example. If you recently sold a home in a neighborhood, here's the simple plan. Day 1, post the storytelling information on social media. How did you help that seller get that property sold? Then on day 2, send it. Did you hear about your neighbor campaign? That could be a postcard or a letter. That's instead of the just listed and just sold. Day 3, record a 60-second video saying, hey, did you hear about your neighbor at 123 Banana Road who just sold their property? And tell them that story. Day 4, call or knock 20 doors in the neighborhood. Day 5, send an email to your database. Don't forget to love on your database. Day 6, post a market update for that subdivision. Don't forget to use AI, makes it much easier. Oh, and keeping current matters, love it. Day 7, follow up with anyone who engaged, anyone who liked, commented, anything, send them a DM. Guys, that's not complicated, but it has to be scheduled. So, what do you say in a video? Well, here's a simple script. Hey everyone, it's Jessica. I wanted to share that we recently helped a homeowner sell in the Banana Town community. One of the things sellers are asking right now is, what's my home actually worth in today's market? The truth is, every neighborhood is different. If you live in Banana Town and you are curious about your value, your equity, or what your buyers are paying for in homes like yours in this neighborhood, I'd be happy to be a resource for you. Simple, professional, local, valuable. So now let's talk about something simple here. Here's why I want to speak directly to the agents, lenders, entrepreneurs, business owners who are overwhelmed. You're not failing. because you're tired. You're tired because you're doing too much of the wrong work. All just understand I say this with love. And this is what we call carefrontation in coaching. You can't grow a real business if you insist on being the one person touching everything. At some point, the business will require a new version of you. Not a busier you, not an exhausted you, not I'll sleep when I'm dead you, a more strategic you, a CEO version of you. So here's a question. Instead of asking, how can I get more done? What should I no longer be doing is the question. This is the question that changes everything because productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing more of what really matters. So here's some action steps. This week, do a time study. Write down every single task you do in 7 days. Then circle every task that doesn't require your license, your expertise, or your personal relationship. That is your leverage list. This is where you start. And if this episode spoke to you, make sure that you subscribe to Real Talk on the Red Chair. Share this with another agent, another lender, another business owner or entrepreneur who is exhausted. And comment below, I am building leverage. Because you're not meant to carry the whole business by yourself. You are meant to build something that supports your life, your clients, your family, your future. This is Real Talk on the Red Chair, and I'll see you on the next episode.